Journalism as a profession has several exciting career paths. Most grade school grads stay in the field of regular news, but others hear a different calling. They decide to specialize in sports or perhaps a new specialty such as medicine or space technology, while others choose public relations as a career path. I have a theory that those who stay in regular news, such as myself, have an abiding interest in history and politics, which is a requirement for any news person. But it's just a theory. To get a little closer to that, I asked our two young sports writers here at the Times, Adrian Martin and Adam Michael, why they prefer to write about sports. Adrian, share with us why you enjoy writing about sports.
Well, John, there's actually a story behind that. When I went to school at the University of Delaware, give a little plug there, the journalism program, I actually avoided writing sports because I felt like I didn't know enough about sports. I never played sports growing up, so I actually intended to be a news writer, but when the first job opportunity came along, they said, you're a good writer, and that means you can write sports. We needed sports writers, so that's I kind of fell into this job, and I've been doing it ever since for 3 years, and it's great. I love going to sporting events and getting paid for it, and you really find some really feel-good stories, and people love competition, and I love that aspect to the job. So, yeah, it's definitely a good fit, even though it kind of happened by accident.
Adam, like your colleague here, you are a talented sports writer and obviously enjoy doing it. Share your views on this.
Well, Mr. O'Donnell, I decided when I was a kid that I was going to stay interested in sports one way or another, whether I was playing it, I was writing, or I was selling hot dogs. And unfortunately, when I was in high school, my coach told me, it wasn't because of my coach, but he pointed out that my fingers were very stubby and that I would probably never be able to throw a fastball over 80 miles an hour, 85 at most, and that wasn't going to make it for the majors. So I decided I'd better get my velocity up another way, and I started to learn how to type quickly, and it's really paid off. And the reason that I've stayed in sports writing is because when I was a kid, I spent more time on the bench probably than as a starter, but got a little experience in both. And I feel like I'm able to provide that perspective, especially for high school kids, and what it's like to be in every part of the game. And that's why I've stayed involved in sports writing as long as I have at the Gettysburg Times. Back to you, old man.
Beth, you and Cammie Knoll are both esteemed alumni of the Gettysburg Times. Would you care to share with our viewers why you chose public relations as your field of journalism?
Go ahead. John, the reason I left the journalism field of news is because I had a young son. He's a teen now, and it didn't allow me the time I needed with him at home in the evenings. That is the reason. And I still love the news, and I still am a big news hound. But right now, at this time of my life, it's easier for me to have a regular 9-to-5 job with occasional night meetings.
Cammie, I'll ask you the same question as I did Beth. After a highly successful career in news, why did you choose to go into public relations?
I made this switch from news to public relations when I had found that after 6 years in newspaper, I was hitting a wall in what I felt like I could do as far as my writing and my design, and I needed to find a way to get that creative streak back. And the opportunity came open with Adams Electric, so I was able to jump into more of a magazine design slot as opposed to strictly writing all the time, and I think it's been a good niche to find.
For you youngsters who haven't decided on a career yet, remember that no matter which vocation you choose, be it a plumber or an astronaut, the importance of your being able to communicate is great. So make it a point to read good books and solid magazines. This is John O'Donnell, night editor of the Gettysburg Times, and thank you for watching this video notebook.